Rebellion Stars podcast. Uh, it's been a long time since I've recorded. New mic. It's not the same, so excuse me if I don't sound like my earlier episodes, which you can listen to on Shopify. Not Shopify. Excuse me, it's been so long. Yes, listen to it on Spotify. Rebellion Stars podcast. I created it in 2022. When I did it, I was thinking about all the shit that was going on with Biden and the administration, all the BS with MAGA, how this country's just been, it seems like it's just been heading straight to hell when gasoline's so gross. And so I just want to relay how I thought about things on there, and things that I seen look like was forming. In 2022, I was talking about how horrible the inflations were gonna get and how bad things were gonna be. It's crazy now that I think about it now, how like a lot of the things I was talking about back then are like have come. And it's been a long time since I've done an episode. This is episode 12, and this one's gonna be more of just, I feel like today is just like classes in session. And when I say that, because I feel like with the podcast that I'm watching, they're doing very well. They're doing great putting out information and everything. But my only problem is, and someone acknowledged just what I thought the problem was. And it was on the Karen Hunter show. She had a guest on there. And the lady said, she was talking about fascism. And one of the people in the crowd said, "What is fascism?" And I like, bro, I don't think none of these people even know like these words. Like I hear Deontay Kyle use this word echo chamber. I have an idea what it means. And not time my ideas of what something means is what it is. But it's just like a little, I guess like a room where you just hear the same thing over and over repeated by multiple people. And you're never really getting something else from other people. And I just think like with these words a lot of podcasters are using, I don't think they realize a lot of people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're just nodding their heads in agreement, but they don't know. They do not know. And I broke down something, and I got chat to kind of make it in a more of a understanding way. So I just want to read some of this stuff. And that's basically what today's podcast is about. And it's just kind of breaking it down in a more understandable and tolerable way for you guys. And just my opinions on some things that has happened lately, especially with Pankles, Cheetos, whatever the fuck you want to call it, dumbass. And I just like, and this is something I typed, and it basically says fascism doesn't burst in suddenly. It seeps in during times of crisis. It feeds on fear, division, and nationalism. Leaders exploit instability, promising strength, unity, and a return to greatness. And they do it by following a similar playbook. And I use that because it seems like that's like a lot of these, especially Republican presidents. I know this is like a thing with them. They always use crisis to try to rally the people together, but really, the only thing they're doing is causing more division, and they play on white people's fears to get votes for them, to get laws passed, which really take a lot of our rights away. White people willingly give up their rights every election, every year, and then complain about losing their rights. Like, if you weren't so fucking racist and stupid at the same time, you wouldn't lose so many of your rights. And now the black people who do it, a lot of them are too fucking patriotic to a fucking fault. Like, they believe the government loves them, they believe the government cares. Government don't give a fuck about you. The government uses you and kick you to the side. I have plenty of family members who've been in the army, special forces, some fucking top site fucking groups that can't really talk about, but now they kind of talk about it to certain people, and they'll tell you like, man, this shit's not, it's not worth it. Every motherfucker is like, my mom always dated military men. They all like, don't fucking join. Don't you fucking join. Motherfucker says, if you get to the point where you think you're gonna join, come to me. I'll give you a job. And that so happened. It wound up happening. And I spent a lot of my years in construction because of one of them. So, thank you. He's no longer here with us, Rest in peace. And this is part one of the playbook. The Playbook of Fascism. And excuse the way I talk, I'm from Louisiana. We talk bad. People say we talk bad. And the first one is scapegoating. Blaming minorities or political scapegoating. Blaming minorities or political enemies. Basically, we know who's doing that. They blame illegal immigrants, but they don't blame all illegal immigrants the same. They blame Mexicans, they blame Muslims, they blame Haitians. Well, let's not say Mexicans. They blame the Latino community as a whole. They blame Haitians, but they don't talk about how they keep the Haitian community destabilized, something like that. That keeps Haiti destabilized so they can steal all the minerals from them. They keep the Latin countries destabilized, using them to transport drugs into the economy, and then they come and complain about, oh yeah, people on drugs. They create this boogeyman about drugs, but they're the ones who are pushing the drugs into the system. The government does that. Come on now. You think the cartels is that badass where they get all them drugs in here and they don't know? They fucking know. But they don't tell you about the Ukrainians, the white illegal immigrants. I think it's like 6-7 million of them. They don't arrest none of their asses. They just let them go on about their day. They believe they can do whatever the fuck they want. And then the next part is political enemies. They blame the Democrats. They blame everyone who doesn't agree with them. We see that every day. That's ridiculous. They call people stupid. I mean, some bitch can't even give you a good fucking sentence, but he has the nerve to get up there and call people stupid. Hell, did you know that you can't even get Trump's you can't even get his GPA or grades? And when they thought about releasing it, he threatened them because he's that fucking stupid. His little dumbass kid couldn't even get in a Harvard or one of the schools recently, and they basically had to kind of go there or cause hell to get him in one of the schools. Okay, the next part is attacking democracy and the press, undermining elections, sports, and free media. We seeing this right now. They're working right now to undermine the election that's coming up. We're gonna have hell. We're going to have holy fucking hell this election. The courts, we see this with these fucking I don't know what you sorry ass motherfuckers in the Supreme Court right now. When the fuck did the Supreme Court decide to go along with what the president say? When I've never seen that shit before. Free media, we don't really have much free media. The free media is YouTube. Rebellious Stars, we are free media. Grits and Eggs, when Mr. Wilmer Leon, Connecting the Dots, Midas Touch, Karen Hunter Show. Who's those two white ladies? I call them the white aunties. Oh man, they be killing it. They're always on Trump's ass. I've had it. Speaks Politics. I Am Darren. There's a lot. Celebrity Punk or something like that. He does a good job. There's Ground Media with a G. Ground. But that's not a lot of free media out there these days. Your free media is crazy because your free media are YouTubers. The big corporations, they've been taken over for years ago. I remember there was like this law where churches and the media, they follow it. If you accept money from the government, therefore you have to push like at least 50% of rhetoric that the government wants you to push. It so happened that some way the government, the early 2000s, they were able to basically kind of take over media. They got media some secret way in a deal to where now media kind of has to do what the fuck they say. So yeah, elections. Trump won this past election. Cocksucker, the Republicans when they did all that BS, stopping people from being able to go vote certain places, making it more easier for people to vote. They've made it so fucking difficult. It's ridiculous. There should be a fucking app where we just vote from an app. It should be so simple where you just vote from an app. The next one is extreme nationalism, using myths, symbols, and propaganda to promote superiority. We seen this with worm food. I ain't gonna say his name. You know the one they just popped pushing all that down. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to wonder, are they qualified? Did you know that the Red Tails were like the best fucking pilots to ever fucking fly in World War II? We have had some of the best fucking pilots to ever fly a fucking plane on our side. But these motherfuckers sit there and tell you, yeah, they might not be qualified. They're DEI. DEI works for white people, not black people. DEI has never worked for black people. That's been the most bullshittest thing I ever heard in my life. No, they give us a job because all you dumb white motherfuckers can't do the job, and eventually they have no chance. But if they want to save their fucking company, is to give us the job. Some of them do it, some of them don't do it, and therefore their ass is no longer in business no more. Yeah, this old white man's being oppressed. Fuck you gonna be? You're being oppressed, motherfucker. You oppressed people since you motherfuckers were born. Since you motherfuckers started walking the earth, you started fucking oppressing people. It didn't take you some bitches no time to start attacking black people after they helped you let you nasty bitches learn how to start governments, how to clean your asses, and different things. You motherfuckers ain't shit. About the great replacement. Oh, they're here to replace us. If we wanted to fucking replace you, don't you think we'd have went another way about it? We're not making your daughters come over here to our side. They come over here willingly. Trust me. They come willingly. You know, I don't think I'm their type any fucking way. But they come over here willingly. And you know, most white men, you know, hell, what, like, yeah, 75 to 80% of you, you know, child molesters. You know, really, you want to play with kids. They ain't into that shit. They want a real man. Somebody who want to play with them. And you want to play with kids. The next one, glorifying the leader, cultivating loyalty to one figure as the nation. For some people, what is his name? Jesse something. You know, he basically said the whole Trump was like Jesus Christ. These motherfuckers act like show, but boy, when they all die and they see that motherfucker over there on that barbecue pit up there in hell, woo-wee, boy, that he gonna get hot for their ass. But yeah, getting a Catholic, I mean real Catholic. Played with God name long enough, you're going to him. The next one is suppressing dissident, silencing critics, enforcing conformity. Basically, they don't want us to say nothing about Israel. They don't want us to say anything about taking up for Palestine. They want us to say it's okay for genocide to happen. They don't want us to say stop the war. They don't want us to say America's first. They don't want us to talk shit about Charlie. All Charlie did was talk shit about basically trying to take your First Amendment rights. It's ridiculous. And in short, fascism grows by exploiting division and weakening democracy brick by brick until authoritarian control feels inevitable. A history lesson for y'all, because I know some of y'all know. And if you learn about who done it before, then maybe you'll understand why people are so mad about what Trump's doing. And this history lesson will be on Mussolini and Hitler. Okay, Mussolini in Italy scapegoated socialists and unions, promising Roman glory. Hitler in Germany scapegoated Jews and communists, blaming them for defeat and depression. Both undermined democracy, gave Hitler his opening. Mussolini used violence to suppress opponents. Nationalism, uniforms, and parades created unity and pride. You see all that shit with the parades that he tried to do for to go to a lot of that shit, so that they starting to change. They turning on him. Both of the guys crowned themselves saviors. Trump said we the hottest motherfucking country. Yeah, we hot, motherfucker. Hot in the draws to infer her while crushing dissonance. By the 1930s, Italy and Germany were no longer democracies, but totalitarian. Mussolini killed a lot of people. Hitler killed a shitload of people. A lot of people don't talk about this. Hitler got his ideas from California. They were sterilizing women in the prisons. They're sterilizing people of color, the way they treated them, Black Americans, how they beat them, kill them, you know, using the police and different things. How you see they drop bombs on the Black Panthers. And he got a lot of his ideas from America. You don't have to believe me, he said it himself. That was his thing. You know, America created Hitler. If you ever looked at Hitler before he became what he was. Hitler was he worked in a flower shop. He was an artist. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, somebody's knocking on the door. I don't know what that was about. Okay, fast forward to today. While we may not see outright fascism, we do hear rhetoric that mirrors these tactics. Charlie Kirk accused of pushing racist tropes, like describing prowling blacks, basically saying that black people were going around searching for white people to attack them. Man, black people don't fucking do that shit. Trust me. We knew in the hood as a kid that like the quickest way to get the police to come fucking with you is to do something to a white shit. The white people, they feel safe when they're down in the black neighborhood knocking on doors. Next is dismissing black women leaders as lacking intelligence in front of social media. And once you have social media to blame for that shit. But that's a lot of smart black women. Have you ever looked at any great African leader, African American leader? There's always been black women there. Without black women, I don't think most of those fucking movements get anywhere. Without a strong black woman behind you, it's gonna be hard. And framing DEI efforts as anti-white, framing is anti-white, but most people who get help were white. His critics argue that scapegoating fueled this scapegoating fueled division. His supporters call it political opinion. Either way, it reflects the power of narrative in shaping public opinion. He was good. Then the next one is Nick Fuentes and the Groypers, which they're saying the guy who shot Charlie Kirk was a Groyper. Fuentes hopped out. Yeah, big dog shit. About you, the number one NIGGA. Yeah, shit get out of hand. The little motherfuckers start running and tucking tails. So yeah, the far-right movement led by Nick Fuentes using memes and trolling push white nationalism and anti-Semitic ideas. They confront mainstream conservatives trying to drag the movement further right, often by scapegoating immigrants, minorities, and cultural change. Yeah, you can't tell people that shit up front. Yeah, and they would go after Charlie Kirk, trying to debate him, calling him out, fight once or twice. There was some crazy shit going on between telling it's the left, but most percentages show you that the people doing all the shooting they're all Trump people. All his people doing all the shooting, and all the shooting they doing is each other. And that's some shit. And then power and image. Then there's Donald Trump, whose story shows the power of branding and leadership. Academics. He attended Fordham, then Wharton at UPenn, but his GPA has never been released. Never threats schools against publishing his grades. Despite claiming top honors, records show he did not graduate with distinction. Look it up. Business record, he had big wins like Trump Tower and Apprentice, but also 6 bankruptcies, the collapse of Trump University, and massive reported losses. His genius wasn't in management. It was in branding himself as a winner, even when numbers told a different story. Trump only owns the tower in New York, which is a real piece of shit if you actually go look it up. He licensed out his name. Yeah, he's a whore for sale. He just licensed out his name to all these fucking places around the world. They call themselves Trump Towers, the Trump Tower. He doesn't own none of those fucking towers. The only tower he owns is the one in New York. He had stakes. Yeah, he had the fucking university. He had a casino. He bankrupted the fucking casino. I'm from Louisiana. We have casinos. It's really hard to not make money at a fucking casino. Do you hear me? It is hard not to make money at a casino. It is ridiculous, bro. He series on him and his son-in-law on Netflix called Dirty Money. Yeah, Dirty Money. Go look it up. They'll break down all the bullshit of a businessman he really was. He was bullshit. If his dad didn't die leaving him all that money, some bitch be living on the street right now. Then here we return to Hitler and the systematic takeover. To see how fragile democracy can be, look back at how Hitler systematically dismantled Germany's institution, appointed armed paramilitaries to intimidate opponents, enter government legally, then seize dictatorial power with the right tag fire and then enabling act parties, and merge the presidency and chancellorship to become further. Within 15 years of World War II's end, World War I end, democracy in Germany was gone. This little thing I wrote. Closing reflections. History warns us that authoritarianism doesn't just happen, it builds slowly through fear, division, scapegoating, and attacks on institutions. Leadership chip away at democracy. So here's the question I'll leave you with. When we hear today's voice undermine elections, vilify the press, or scapegoat entire communities, are we witnessing echoes of the same playbook? That's for us and for you, the listener, to decide. This is Joshua Viney, aka JV. This is Rebellious Thought Podcast. Let me know what you think, and would you like me to continue doing this, or would you like me to talk about something else? Just let me know, and eventually I will have it'll get better as we go. Sorry if it's not up to your normal standards, but I'll get there. It's been a while since I got into YouTube again, so thank you.